Good afternoon, WSMS. I'm Ainsley Abernathy.
And I'm Aiden Murphy.
This is Miss D's fifth period theater class, and WSMS News starts now.
All of us Texans celebrate the World Series today.
Are you on the right career path? We'll take a look at Wednesday's career day. Get ready for an extra hour of sleep, leopards.
It's the last day to head to the graveyard for a big party. Don't be afraid. Our Spanish students can explain.
Volleyball girls had their last game of the season today.
All of this and more coming up on WSMS News. Welcome back. We've gotten a taste of winter, but now we'll set a record high in November. Here's the weather crew with a look at the forecast. Guys?
Thanks, Aiden. Hi, I'm Brendan Bruner with your national forecast. The National Weather Service will issue a new type of snow warning to protect drivers from pileups like this one. Those sudden changes to poor weather conditions can lead to dangerous travel conditions like low visibility at a moment's notice and the slackening of roads. Several National Service offices will begin to issue snow squall warnings this winter to protect drivers. People in Puerto Rico are still feeling the wrath of Hurricane Maria a month after it made landfall. These photos were taken recently and show the remaining destruction Maria has caused. Waterborne illnesses have also been on the rise because of Hurricane Maria. Waterborne illnesses have caused the death toll to rise to 51 people. If you want to help, giving money to established relief agencies is always the best way to. That's all for your national forecast. Now to Lane Drippy with this week's local forecast.
Thanks, Brendan. Now to look at your local forecast. Today will be sunny with a low of 61 and a high of 92, which is the record high for the month of November, with winds 17 miles per hour and a 10 chance of rain. For the weekend weather, it will be beautiful with a high of 83 on Saturday and a low of 66 on Sunday, with a 10% chance of rain. Back to you guys.
It's time to fall back. Here's Ridley Eccles to explain.
The clocks will roll back 1 hour this weekend at 2 a.m. Sunday, November 5th, 2017. The annual change comes in the middle of the night, but most people usually set their clocks back before heading to bed Saturday night. It's also a good time to replace batteries and warning devices such as smoke detectors. The time change is not observed by Hawaii, most of Arizona, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands.
It was a big week in sports this week, with our football team's biggest game against the undefeated Ford, and volleyball's last game of the season against one of their biggest rivals, Curtis, and of course the World Series. Here's Sports Crew to cover it all.
Thanks, Ainsley. I'm Cheney Roberts.
I'm Keaton Levine.
And welcome to another edition of Sports.
7th and 8th grade football teams had games up to Tuesday. 8th grade was home and 7th grade was away at Ford Middle School.
7th grade Black won 14-8 and 7th grade Red won 22-10.
8th grade Black lost 41-40 and 8th grade Red lost with a score of 22-10.
Good job, boys. Volleyball has a game tonight against Curtis Middle School.
8th grade is away and 7th grade is home.
B team plays at 5:30, A team plays at 6:30, and C team plays at 7:30. Don't forget to come and support us against our rivals.
Don't forget the A team has a tournament this weekend at Willow Springs. Don't forget to come out and support.
The high school volleyball team won their first game of the playoffs Monday and are playing against tomorrow against the Colony.
Special news. Despite our high school football team's 3-2 record, we have a chance in the playoffs after beating North Forney last week, 3rd place against the district holder last week.
Lovejoy is in 3rd place for district and have a very important game tomorrow.
They play at 7:30 at Poteet for a district matchup.
At the moment, if Lovejoy wins their next 2 games, we can make the playoffs. Good luck, boys.
And that's all we have for local sports. Here are Alec and Michael with national sports.
Let's keep on. I'm the Michael Beanie.
And I'm the Alec Beal.
And welcome to another edition of Sports. Coming off a good win against the Redskins, the Cowboys are trying to keep the good luck going against the Chiefs.
Here's some highlights of the game against the Redskins.
Let's go! John Williams on the crossing, patted by Terrence Williams. He slips a tackle. what better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit? Get up, first shot, keep strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like rocket Cosby's for the game. No, you can't be it. Moonwalking, and this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway.
To the Cowboys.
The World Series was thrilling with the Astros winning the series in Game 6, 3-1.
Here's some highlights of the series.
Ranked Oklahoma faces 11th ranked Oklahoma State in a big game between the rival teams.
Also, the number 10 ranked TCU is facing the unranked Texas.
Who do you want to win, Alec?
Texas, because I dislike TCU.
And that's all for sports. Back to you. Keep anchors. On the anchors. Who's the anchors?
Ainsley.
Okay. Ready? And that's all for sports. Back to you, Ainsley.
Ainsley.
I was Keaton. We need to go edit this one.
It's the worst terror attack in New York since 9/11. Here's Tanae Balwa with the look at today's headlines. Tragedy struck in New York on Tuesday. A trucker drove into a crowd and ran over them, killing 8 and injuring 11 before being shot down by police forces. Authorities are saying that it is the worst terrorist attack in the New York area since the 9/11 attacks. The investigation into Russia's interference in the 2016 presidential election took a deep turn yesterday. This man, Robert Mueller, who is heading up the special investigation, is taking on 3 Trump campaign associates for their alleged involvement with Russia, and now they are all facing criminal charges. President Trump's former campaign manager, Paul Manafort, walked into a Washington, D.C. FBI office Monday morning. By the afternoon, he pleaded not guilty to all counts against him, and the charges are serious, one including working against the United States. Manafort and his former business partner, Rick Gates, are facing 12 felony counts. Gates also pleaded not guilty. George Papadopoulos, who worked on the Trump campaign as a foreign policy advisor, also pleaded guilty and admitted to lying about dealings with several Russians who offered evidence against Hillary Clinton. Papadopoulos has cooperated with investigators. 2 employees of a lawn service company died last week after they were exposed to carbon monoxide inside a company cargo van in Lucas. 5 emergency personnel received medical treatment. Authorities said 72-year-old Lyle John Powell and 49-year-old Ross John Powell were found inside the van Wednesday after some sort of chemical reaction. A Collin County Sheriff's deputy was first to arrive to the vehicle parked at the intersection of Enchanted Way and Sarah Cove in Lucas. He was overcome by fumes when he opened a door to the van. How the fumes got in the car is still unknown.
Skeletons are usually scary, but not if you're celebrating Day of the Dead. Here's Molly Martin to explain.
The Day of the Dead is a Latin celebration that combines the ancient Aztec custom of celebrating ancestors with All Souls' Day.
The Day of the Dead is celebrated November 1st, and that's for the little babies or the little souls, unfortunately. And then November 2nd it's for the adults that left us. It's from Mexico, but it comes back to the Aztecs. So it's a very kind of old tradition, and it mixed with a Catholic church.
The Day of the Dead is a joyful time that helps people celebrate the memory of their family.
We celebrate it by making an altar or an offer, like the ones you see here around. You put the favorite things of the person that passed away, or the pet. I also put my pets in there, and you can see some of the examples here. They put their loved ones, including the pet.
Then it's off to the graveyard for a big party. Families bring a huge feast to eat while they clean tombstones, sing songs, and talk to their ancestors. Mexicans honor their ancestors on Day of the Dead, but they're also reminding themselves that death is just a part of life. Molly Martin, WSMS News.
Make sure to check them out as you pass through the halls in the rotunda.
WSMS had their first Madagascar performance tonight. Here's Gavin Sindelblock with the week's entertainment.
Today was Sinuan Entertainment. Tonight is the first night for the WSMS Theater Students Performance of Madagascar. It is at the high school and it goes to 7 to 9. They have 2 more performances, both at the high school on Friday and Saturday, starting at 7 and going till 9.
This year's musical is based off of the movie Madagascar. It includes all the favorite characters featured in the 3 movies, like Marty, Alex, Gloria, and Melman.
It's just like the original movie, Madagascar. In fact, you may not know this, but even in Lion King, when they made that into a musical, if you went back now and you listened to Lion King the movie, all of the music that's in the original musical is actually the underscore for the movie. They just took that music that was already there and they put words to it.
After last year's Legally Blonde performance, the Madagascar musical has big shoes to fill. However, from the sets to the choreography, everything's coming together perfectly.
The storyline's completely different. Last year with Legally Blonde, it was a little bit more of a mature theme, more of a middle school and up kind of theme. This year we've gone back to traditional, it's not Disney, it's DreamWorks, but a traditional children's piece. And the big one for us is that we're finally back in our building, finally back in the high school building.
Preparations began for the big day in early September. Cast members have worked hard almost every day in 2-hour rehearsals after school.
Well, we had auditions the second week of school, and the week after we started auditions, and we haven't stopped since.
The musical is performed on November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at 7 o'clock. Make sure to get your tickets before it's too late. This will surely be a performance you won't want to miss.
You can get them 2 places. You can either get them online. All of the school websites have a scrolling menu at the very beginning. If you watch the scroll for a couple of seconds, Madagascar will pop up. Click it, and then you'll be ready to go. You also can get them at the door.
Break a leg. This is Grace Milliken for WSMS.
Well, we first have to learn all the music. They've got to learn their lines. And then we have to do blocking, which means where do I walk, when do I walk. Then we focus in on acting. We have to add choreography. There's a lot that goes along with that.
I am the old lady. The point of my character is to make people laugh and for them to see that anyone could do anything.
I'm a backup penguin for Rico, Kowalski, and Private. We just go around and sneak because we have a plan to get out and go to Antarctica instead of being in New York City, but then we realize it's not for us.
Career Day was yesterday, where the students got to learn about after college. Students got to attend 4 choices. Here's a look at how it went down. Red Ribbon Week was last week. Many students got to dress up and support the week-long tribute about making good choices and staying away from drugs. Here's some pics of y'all and your outfits supporting the holiday. On Monday, WSMS choir is delivering their cookies to all who bought them. Band Regions auditions are coming up next Saturday and Sunday, and the tryouts are at the middle school, and the regions are very difficult music that the band players have to play. Halloween was Tuesday night, and here's some pics of y'all in your scary outfits. That's all for Mr. Entertainment today. Back to you and Ainsley and Murph.
Break a leg.
And remember, leopards roar as one.
Roar!
Break a leg.
Guys, go!
Okay, wait.